So when it comes to stocks, right? So let's say, for example, you want to buy Apple. All right. Now, say hypothetically speaking, Apple is trading around $100. If you buy Apple, if you want to buy 100 shares of Apple, you may spend roughly around $10,000, right? But if I buy Apple stock options, I can get those same 100 shares and I'm only spending like $100 for them. And I can make money off of them as long as I have them. The only difference between stocks and stock options is you have to sell by a particular date with stock options. With stocks, you have them forever. But it's more so like renting to own when you do stock options. So I would rather pay $100 for 100 shares and sell them whenever, like sell them like by expiration date, rather than owning and paying $10,000 for 100 shares of stocks in Apple. And I make money faster with stock options.
Okay, very interesting. Now, I had mentioned that I have gone through your challenge. I have gone through your course. And the thing I think that sets you apart from other people, there's a lot of people who teach stock options, is really your framework. It's the stories that you tell that resonate, because it's a very dry topic. There's a lot of information coming at you, and I felt like you really simplified everything. And literally, I could be watching CNBC. I like to keep it on in the background just to kind of keep, absorb information. And I'll literally hear your voice pop into my head. What are we? What are we? Are we Jagged Edge or with Chris Brown? And that has had such a profound effect on me, understanding that.
Right.
What led you to creating these stories? That's a really interesting way of teaching any topic.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. All praise to the Most High, but I have no idea where it came from. I'm just completely honest with you. I believe I was looking at it one day and I just saw it. I'm like, it literally just popped into my head. There was no type of research or anything, so it just kind of happened that way. But people seem to gravitate more to it. I kind of call it like the R&B. I teach it through like using R&B and previous relationships and things of that nature, what we kind of gravitate to. But people love it. I don't know where it came from. I'll be honest with you.
That is very interesting that it just popped. That you're looking at these, because stock charts are just basically going up and down, candlesticks, bars, and you put a story behind that. It's the story telling of the stock options, and you said you took a relationship R&B approach. It was so interesting to me. I really enjoyed your class because of that. So I agree that it resonates with a lot of people. Would you mind sharing like a basic framework of, how you look at the stock market?
Yep. So when I'm approaching the market, I approach the market with like a whole story, right? Like it has to have a story. I have to find out where the story begins. If I find out where the story begins, then I can understand everything else. So to your point with the Jagged Edge and Chris Brown, right? So I use this thing called decision-making time, right? And I use decision-making time because, in relationships, right? You always have that relationship where everything's going great. You're dating, you got the googly mooglies. Like if I'm coming over to your house, I'm gonna make sure my tape line's straight, everything good. And I'm sure you're gonna make sure your edges and everything else good, right? So you're dating for like 5, 6, 7, 8 months, right? And then someone in that relationship asks a question, okay? And that question is, what are we, right? And when they ask that question, that means it's time they want their answer and they want it now, right? So in a relationship, you can do two things. You can either keep going or you're going to break up. So if you keep going, you're going to do Jagged Edge. That means meets me at the altar in your white dress. That means we're going up. That's a call for us. If it's Chris Brown, that means it's never the right time to say goodbye. So the relationship is over. We're breaking up. That's a put. That means it's going down. Okay. So I look for that every time when I'm looking to the market. I'm trying to find decision-making time. Are we Jagged Edge or are we Chris Brown? And that's kind of how I approach the market and find out what I'm going to actually trade and when I'm going to get in. So that's what I look for.